I am Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the chairman of one of the most undervalued copper plays. I'm going to call it a copper play in the space right now. We're going to talk about why, but I have Mr. Kerry Knoll with us. Kerry, great to have you on. We got to catch up a bit at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. Your booth was busy. There is a lot of capital coming into the space with the valuations getting stretched on a lot of
A lot
companies
of
because of this massive bull market. Generation right now is presenting one of the more compelling cases in the space as far as value goes. And I think in the next several months, we're going to see a pretty drastic re-rating to the upside. I would love to get your take on where you're at with the company. And then let's talk value proposition because I think it's a significant one.
Sure. So where we're at is simply putting together the final touches on the financing package in order to build our mine. We've got a copper palladium platinum project in northern Ontario. It's got the feasibility study updated in March of last year. We got our final construction permits in May of last year. We re-engaged the banks. The banks had kind of stepped aside for a little bit while we took a little bit longer than we thought to get our permits, but we got the permits. We've been working very hard with the banks. We've been assembling our technical team to build the mine. We announced a couple more people today, and we are getting ready to announce at some point, hopefully early spring. It will be the financing package, followed by a construction decision, followed by the start of construction as soon as we can get going.
Well, listen, I got to believe that in an odd kind of way, right? Finding the silver lining in things taking a little bit longer than you anticipated and the bank stepping to the side is they probably came back a whole heck of a lot more eager to write a check given the price move that happened during that delay, right?
Absolutely, the timing couldn't be better, and it's something that um, we you always hope for in this business, but it's actually happening. And I don't really see a major correction in the metals coming
Yeah.
because of the fundamentals in copper, especially the fundamentals in palladium and platinum. They're there, and they're all these metals are in deficit, and when they're in deficit, and platinum, for example, or platinum and palladium are required by law to be in every internal combustion engine car in the world, and so and they're in deficit, and no mines are being built. And with copper, there's almost no new construction as well. And copper, of course, is huge in electric cars. So if
Yeah.
electric cars kind of take away from palladium, we win either way. We've got copper, we've got palladium, we've got platinum.
Listen, you have a raging bull market. You're in the driver's seat with your fully permitted project. You've built and financed projects in much tougher environments and markets, right? Um, you sounded pretty darn confident when we spoke in Vancouver about checking that last step. And that's what kind of led me to look at generation again and go, okay, what's the value proposition here? Can you just explain to people the disconnect between what you have and what the market is assigning value to? Because it's a pretty severe disconnect, especially now, given the price run up here recently.
So in our feasibility study last March, we used 3-year trailing average prices. So I think it was around $4, a little bit less copper, $1,500 palladium, $1,200 platinum, I believe it was. So lower prices than today. And at that point, our net present value of our project was just over $1 billion
Yep.
Canadian dollars. And we have a market cap of about $220 million today. So we're trading at 20% of the net present value based on the feasibility study. A lot of companies out there are trading at 50, 60, 70% of their net present value at this stage of the game. That's the first one. Now the second one was as we updated those numbers December 30th. Um, to see what it looked like, to see where we're at today. And of course, December 30th prices were considerably lower than they are today, a month
Yeah.
later. But at December 30th prices, the net present value went to $2.2 billion. So we're now trading around 10% of that. And begs the question. The other thing that changed was the internal rate of return in the initial study was 28%, which is actually pretty good for mining.
Absolutely.
It's now at 42%, or at December 30th numbers, it was at 42%. So why is that? Why is the market cap where it is? I think that a couple of reasons. The main one being, I think that the market is skeptical that a little company like this can raise that kind of money. Well, I had
Right.
a little company like this 20 years ago, and we raised $700 million for a project. So I have done this before. This is very doable. The numbers are good. The bankers are on side. The government is on side. The Wheaton, we have a $200 million stream from coming from Wheaton. They're on side. So we're going ahead with this.
Listen, it's exciting times in the space. I think we have a lot of room to run. I don't believe $6 copper is the highest price we're going to see. You talked about there's the deficit. It's a structural deficit, and it's not something that's going to be solved over the next 2 or 3 years. I believe copper has 5 to 10 to 15 years potentially of much higher prices. If that doesn't happen, and the base case is $6 copper, you still are trading at 10% of your net present value, which again, something's got to give there. And I think what's going to give is you're going to check that final box. I asked you about timeline. Do you have an idea of when you would like to get that final piece of the funding puzzle figured out?
We set the goal of March, of the end of March this year, this coming like in 2 months from now. Is that, or are we going to make that? I can't absolutely guarantee that because
Sure.
of the mounds of paperwork that go into a bank financing like this. They take some time, and then those have to go to credit approval, and the different banks have different dates for their annual or their monthly credit approval meetings, and so all of that has to come together, but it is coming together. We've got a great set of lawyers. We've got good financial people in the company. We using Endeavor Financial out of London to
Yeah.
manage that whole process. I've been working with David Rhodes over there since the 1990s. We've worked on
Yep.
several different other mining operations together. He's the best in the business, and that's why we use him.
Yeah, no, look, he's raised, I think, over double digit billions, right? Tens of billions of
Yes.
dollars for companies as good as it gets in our space. It's a lot to like right now. Congratulations on getting it this far. I remember the bear market days. I remember you and the team adding significant value, the market not carrying and discounting it. And yes, you're trading at a severe discount right now, but it wasn't as optimistic back during the bear days. I think we have much better momentum here in 2026. And I think it's going to be a transformational year. Congrats and early congrats. It sounds like those discussions on that last piece of the financing package are pretty advanced. And I'd love to have you back on when you check that box.
All right. Well, we'll see you soon, I hope then.
I like it. Kerry, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers. Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.